Today we're reviewing...
Wait for me, Pops! Great job, Everest!
No matter what else, that Everest gets a special at all is a very good thing. And hey, sky's looking just fine.
I guess it'll only be rain falling from the sky soon. What's a winter rescue pup to do without snow?
In her special, Everest certainly does get to look cute. And Berkeley Silverman still has such a mellifluous and distinctive voice for this little husky. Many of the moments in isolation will be high on the list of her best moments. Especially...
If I'm not Everest the winter rescue pup, then who am I?
I know who you are. You're Everest the good listener. Everest the great friend, Everest the problem solver, and Everest the pup who laughs at all my jokes. You being a winter rescue pup, that's just part of what makes you, you.
Taken completely in isolation, away from some of the iffy context around it, this scene is just... mwah, chef's kiss. It looks great with the fireside lighting, the crisis of confidence is super cute, Jake giving support is super nice, and Cunyo does a good enough Jake voice here to not be jarring for once. A real treat for Everest fans.
That's nuts! Technically, that's just one nut.
That's a cute moment between two pups who don't really interact very much. So many of the fun character moments in PAW Patrol are telling bad jokes and laughing about them. And you know what? That is totally fine.
Huh?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. In common with most of the pups where little was changed, but there were lots of small improvements rather than a full overhaul, Everest was one of the biggest beneficiaries of the visual update.
Now, Celia, in order to hatch the perfect revenge plot...
Props to the composer here for a fun little plodding villain theme. Just right. I'll have more to say about Alva, but overall I'd consider her a positive to this special. Her design is fun, and she's pleasingly weird, plus the seal hat disguise gimmick is silly and entertaining.
No animals will come near me anymore! And that's all thanks to those no-good do-gooders, the PAW Patrol!
I'll mention later how it's a bit too overly similar to another iconic performance in Paw, but Alva's voice actress, Kimberly Angtrung, who voiced MK on Total Drama Island, is clearly having a lot of fun here. A charismatic and slightly unhinged villain with a cute sidekick is something Paw does a lot, and does well.
Got it! Hey!
The reasons behind her grudge don't make a huge amount of sense, but she's a little nuts, so that's okay, and the idea here is fun. If anything, I wish they'd made even more effort to make this a Back to the Future 2 thing, where we see her in real scenes from old episodes. And a really clever show would have actually worked her into the background of real episodes subtly during the long production of this special. Ah well.
Piggy friend!
PAW Patrol!
Come on, this is genuinely funny.
Careful, Rubble! Those treats are fruit!
This was also executed perfectly. The kitties laugh, I laughed, this squished face and how there's a hint of a smile to the expression, the timing and the physical comedy of his excited little hops. This was just done exactly right for the comic relief.
Out of control, Pops! Look out! Whoa!
In an opening sequence I didn't like very much, I at least enjoyed Marshall's part in the chaos. Aw, super cute. The pups should give each other celebratory bumps more, as they call this in Canada.
It's that PAW Patrol pup again!
It's so cute that Everest's just happy playing by herself in a small patch of snow. I wonder how long she could just toss a little bit up and giggle to herself. 2 hours? 3?
Now who wants to go belly bogganing? I'm in! Yeah! Whoa! I'm okay!
base levels of cuteness are definitely all present and correct. Rubble's being a bit annoying, and they clearly just use that animation we have to see in the elevator almost every single episode segment, but still, cute.
Oh no! My rotors are frozen!
I've got this, Sky! Ruff! Ladder! After I get my frozen ladder to retract...
And similarly, when things start getting all contrived and annoying, which we'll talk about in the negatives, at least the cuteness helps get through it. Some adorable pups here, and strong vocal delivery too.
It's broken and the communication screens are down. Think you can help bring them back up? Rough screwdriver. I can try.
Them being so dog-tired here, you see what I did there, is a bit phony baloney, but man, Rocky's cute. The way he still tries to look enthusiastic and smile, precious. Deeply precious.
What happened to the snow machine?
This showdown betrayal scene is a treat to look at. A blizzard effect really helps make a scene look impressive, and helps hide any not-so-impressive elements. Hey, it's brief, but we get to see the air patroller again.
Now, Celia, it's time to lure out the PAW Patrol.
There's no denying Celia, if that's how you spell it, is a cutie patootie.
Alva!
New snow-ready vehicles for the pups. I quite like them, and I actually like that they aren't shown off too much. And don't worry, the orange one doesn't get cropped out of every single shot.
Hang on. I think I have something of yours.
Thank you, Ryder!
You're welcome. Oh, and I think you dropped this too.
Thanks, Rubble!
It's really nice to see Everest perk up again and be thankful. Very polite. This whole scene doesn't work well at all and results in nothing that built up to Everest's emotional low point. But hey, that's something we'll cover in the...
Ice or snow, I'm ready to go! Yeah! Woohoo! Hi, guys!
Thank goodness you're here.
It's all the little details that seem so off in this special. It feels very careless. Everest looks great in that little hero moment and introductory sequence. It's done really well, but it's undermined by the whole premise just seeming bizarre. You can clearly see there's an emergency and everyone's worried and people are screaming. So just because you point the camera away from it all doesn't mean her smiles and whoops seem any less jarring. A lack of care in this special really ends up making it disappointing and feeling less like a special than the others. Less like extra effort has been made. No songs or a flashback doesn't help either.
When Sky had to rescue Danny because I couldn't.
Yes, Saccharine was the highlight of the special, but there was no early childhood flashback here. After movie 3 and the Zuma special, it's very possible Everest will become the only pup of the first 8 to have no baby model. But yeah, so much of this just seems so poorly thought out. Like, the script demands Chase do something from the snowcat, so for no reason his car isn't there when everyone else's is. Then, once his duty is done, his police car just materializes out of nowhere. There is just an air of sloppiness, where the prior specials impressed by coming across as high effort. Like here too, I feel like for the production of Valiente or Rocky's Catastrophe, they would have taken care of a small detail like where this snow is meant to come from to be blown here. It's just getting generated from nowhere, which you kind of expect on the show, but the specials felt more well thought through in general. Though I'm just remembering Valiente having the vehicles all dropped into a cenote and then just off-screen getting recovered from it somehow. Still though, this one just doesn't feel like the appropriate level of effort was put in.
There's no way out. Looks like we might be stuck here for a while, pups.
This story-forced incompetence is annoying. They've been sure to take away Sky's jetpack, even though there's really no reason she shouldn't have it except to trap her. But we just saw the pups land safely from much greater heights. Ryder could quite literally just yeet them out of there. But it wouldn't even fix this setup if the animators put a roof or bars over the top of them. Rubble has a freaking jackhammer in his pup pack, and Marshall has made many a ramp and slide in freezing weather before. All it takes is Everest pulling on one of the pillars to bring it down, with all her puppy weight. They never seem trapped. Maybe we should headcanon it's all 4D chess to get Everest's mojo back, but let's face it, it's laziness. This whole opening sequence felt like a very different show, and one that was trying really hard to be Ice Age. I didn't enjoy it, and felt it was pretty try-hard while not pulling off what it was trying to do. I'm okay with gears getting jammed, somehow making things go fast, but this has basically been done before on the show. And I'm not just talking about the many times people have been stuck on this thing. I mean this. In that case, it did just stall out rather than the mortal peril we end up getting here, but it's one of many factors that make this special feel very been there, done that.
I am perfectly fine.
She is charismatic and entertaining, but Alva comes across very much as cut-price Victoria Vance, with a very similar performance and quirkiness.
Don't worry, I'm coming!
The flip was kind of annoying and unnecessary. Jake isn't really the type.
Those riders are in trouble! Luckily, I know just who to call.
Oh, come on. This comes across like a parody of PAW Patrol. Chase's expression pretty much matches mine watching this moment.
Aw, but I'm not ready to say goodbye to winter.
There are lots of shots where being sad makes Everest look cute and in need of hugs, but this one isn't so cute. Also, this arc she goes on here neither makes a lot of sense nor gets a real resolution. Even if, despite what we've seen on the show, we say these two can't just go up to enjoy the snow of the mountain peaks, the Arctic is within easy reach for them, and they'll be heading there before the end of the special. Plus, it's her homeland, so visiting a lot makes sense. Of course, there's the wider issue that she likes it being winter for everyone, since she feels the most valued then, which we go into, but purely for liking and being around snow, she's got plenty of options. And where we get to by the end doesn't give her a conclusion to these feelings.
Wake up! Wake up!
Sleepy pups are cute, but come on, Ryder obviously brings them inside when it's snowing, and they can't sleep through this happening in the morning. Is this another LA Ryder who's never had to sleep in a cold room in their life? For some reason, we once again get no Ryder credit, so who knows?
Where did all this snow come from?
Cunio managed to pull it off where it really counted, thankfully, but for much of the special, he still just doesn't sound like Jake. Mostly, he's still sounding like a man of around 50 who needs to clear his throat.
I just realized I don't know your name.
Alva, it's so nice to meet you.
Well, thank you, Alva.
More very cute Everest here, and nice bouncy animation that doesn't push too far, but it bothers me that Everest asks for Alva's name and then doesn't give hers. It gives the vibe of course you know who I am, right? Just a quick, and I'm Everest would have been nice here. We know Alva knows who Everest is, but Everest doesn't.
Whoa! Everest is right! The wind is too strong!
I will be sad if and when she gets replaced, but especially when sounding alarmed, Lily Bartlam isn't really sounding like a kid anymore. Silverman has a quality in her voice that lets her still sound totally fine as Everest, though.
Sky! Use your propellers to turn those spikes into snowflakes! Roger that!
So to demonstrate Everest's in her element as a leader, you have her tell the pup in a helicopter to intercept huge chunks of ice with the propeller blades of her helicopter. Yeah, great idea. I guess one advantage of the absurdity of the PAW Patrol premise is Kids can't exactly try this at home in their own personal helicopters. Stop using the SpongeBob whomp sound. It's not the first time, and it has the real feeling of a streamer pushing 40 using a soundboard. Leave it to the memers.
And play soccer.
This is a bit bizarrely aggressive of Chase. And destructive, too.
But the PAW Patrol and my friends want winter to end.
There's a lot of this very clunky, plot-driving dialogue. My friends in the PAW Patrol would have been so much more natural and still worked. You really don't need a stiff, unnatural sentence just to make sure Jake is included in who you're talking about.
They blow cold air over H2O.
H2O. Isn't that what scientists call water?
Yes, which is why it made no sense that Everest just said it. It was just the awkward line needed to make the link to the magic H2O. But it's just too weird for Everest to randomly say it instead of water. See how all these little gripes build up?
Now I have to shovel this whole path again.
Wait, again? You mean you just did it and Everest didn't help you in the snowcat last time? Come on, Everest. Don't make him do that when you have the tool to do it in moments.
We can live happily together.
Another very small but annoying little point of carelessness here. Chewington isn't just a generic chew toy you can use as set dressing here. It's way too specific and foregrounded as the pup's special chew toy. You could try to headcanon that she stole Chewington, but it's pretty obvious they just put the acid in there thinking it was generic.
Chase, Rubble, how's it going clearing the snow on Main Street?
Well, the good news is we finished plowing the whole street.
Bad news is, it already filled up with snow again.
Excuse me, stuck over here.
Someone help!
These very contrived ways the pups all suddenly struggle because of the cold ring very hollow. They've got this magic tech that's been fully operational at the North Pole, but this stuff all has to happen for the sake of the plot. It's just super artificial and clunky, especially the pups abruptly acting all despondent in a way they pretty much never have before. And Ryder just not having any space heaters or heat guns for some reason.
When she slipped and got stuck in the snow chicken, which then rolled down the hill, jumped a snowdrift, and landed on top of Town Hall.
Some allowances can be made for a comedy bit, but way back in Season 1, when the ski lift broke, the main concern was Callie getting hypothermia. It feels like all the way back when this was a very simple, sweet, unknown little show, the approach was more sophisticated than it is now.
Oh, no! Huh? Whoa!
Of all the reveals we could have had for this fake-out, I think Sky's helicopter was the worst choice. She was just flying down there, was she? Silently? Catching Danny in the harness without coming up above the mist? Not at all worried about him falling into the blades? I mean, rule of cool, okay, but it can only take you so far.
Just wait till you see everybody else's vehicles. Now we'll all be able to do snow rescues just as well as you!
Bleh, this is the same vibe as everyone weirdly talking about Sky being small in movie 2. Sky phrasing it in the exact way that would make Everest feel replaceable goes over the line to breaking immersion. Also, this could have been a 10 out of 10 score if Zuma had gone. How do you think I felt? Twice.
I left the snow machine on so we could all enjoy winter for a few more days.
Very disappointed.
I regret to say, this got a belly laugh out of me. This makes Marshall mishearing the others in Pup Save a Friend look super subtle. I wouldn't say this totally messes up the emotional core of the special, and the scene with Jake is still very nice. But this was not doing the trope well. For one thing, Everest really has no reason to blame herself for this. Her wanting a little more winter immediately around the snowblower doesn't make it rational for her to feel guilty about Alva turning it up past 100. And even if sure she may not be thinking rationally, she can see this video and hears the exact same clip twice but still misinterprets it. And then none of this insecurity actually gets addressed. They do that super annoying thing where they pretend you're needed in this specific moment where all your friends are trapped and you're the last resort, somehow means she's no longer worried about not being needed when it's not winter, or now being unneeded even when it is because of the new vehicles. They just pretend they deal with it, but it's completely unresolved.
Hope Adventure Bay is ready for the world's first Snowpocalypse Blizzard Avalanche!
She escalates way too fast from wanting revenge on the PAW Patrol for ruining her cuddle time with animals to wanting to end all life in the town. I think this would have been better off following the Lucita Mala mold of the machine going wrong inadvertently.
We'll have to try to stop Alva without her.
Ryder, that is quite literally a weird flex.
Net launcher! Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Oof.
Ugh.
I'm not a fan of this. And no, it's nothing to do with disapproving of shipping or anything weird like that. It just feels kinda unpleasant that he catches one pup and the others just crater. I'm not sure if it's meant to be a slapstick comedy moment or not, but it doesn't feel like one. It mostly feels strangely vicious.
Yeah, go drop a bunch of snow somewhere else, Avalanche.
Snowblower!
It's working.
Yeah, this is the kind of hand-wavy, it's good enough, half-hearted planning that gives proceedings the feel of a mid-tier show episode instead of a special. So then the entire avalanche is held back by rubble for a while. Then Everest helps. How can that possibly work? Well, we'll just angle the camera so that it looks like the entire avalanche just meets Rubble's scoop and nowhere else at all. Come on now, it could be so awesome if you really took the time to plan out how they could stop an avalanche together.
Everest!
With all the tools available to her in that position, she just chose to do this to be a drama queen. I'm pretty confident even the 2-year-olds are going to be blowing raspberries at this one. They'll be turning to their parents and going, "Mama, do they really think we're going to buy there is any danger here whatsoever?" Ah, at least Louis is subtle with its emotional manipulation. Juice, please. That's how I comported myself at 2 anyway. Sometimes when we're writing, we really have to think about how our stories can be taken as analogies. So, one character takes another away from her ancestral homeland and her loved ones, and has her, let's say, work alongside her, without remuneration. And then the story has her finally return the one she abducted to her homeland, but the message is, they'll be super friendly and remain on positive terms and miss you a lot. I try not to be too politics-brained, and I'm not the most woke commentator in the world, but this made me uncomfortable. Everest and the Big Chill reminded me of nothing so much as The Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, it was alright, had a lot of cuteness, and on TV it would be fine, decent enough. But it was released in a context where we were expecting it to be a bit elevated, as the other specials were. They seemed to be more carefully done, reveal things regular episodes wouldn't, or at least have some musical numbers. This had sad Everest for a bit, but not really for any good reason, and then it didn't actually address anything that made her question herself. Fine as a couple of episodes, but a letdown as one of the recent batch of specials. Overall, 6 out of 10. Worth a watch, no doubt, and with some lovely moments for Everest, but lacking the scope or care evident in last year's specials. It felt like they didn't care. Alright, let me know what you thought of the special too. If you liked it more than I did, let me know why. I'd be curious to hear about the specifics. To see my review of the exemplary Rocky special, why not click here? Or for my thoughts on the also pretty impressive Valiente, a tracker story, why not click here? That's all for today though, and I'll see you guys again next time.